Welcome back, friends. Welcome to the strangers, and hello for those of you who don't feel welcome but are still here. I'm Del Rodman Jr. III. This is Slow to Pro, the video series where I go from slow to swerving. That's my Bill Burr impression. Anyway, we're here at Imola on Low Field Motorsport. Got 26 cars running this race. We have the 24th ranked driver starting in P26, so we don't have a lot to prove this race, which means I gotta prove everything. Green flag. Now, Imola is a circuit that, while I wouldn't apply the adjective experienced to me in any aspect of sim racing, but I would say familiar. So as we head into turn one here, I have no trouble just saying, hey, I'm gonna send it, because I know how the turns go. I know where the accidents typically happen. We got two people off on the left here already, and so that's gonna be several positions gained once the HUD updates. This green Ferrari in front of us, I'm loving what he's doing, so I'm just going to follow him right around this Lamborghini machine. Our Lambro decides that no, he's not going to give it up that easy. Tries to hold the inside of me and does a good job, but it's too late. I've got the inside to the next turn, as well as a better exit speed. Solidifies our position in P21 for the moment, if the HUD is accurate, which I think it might actually be already. So heading up the hill now into another location where cars will bump, will scrape and slide, and I see this Aston Martin taking a real tight inside line. I say, okay, sir, around the outside we go. Why? Because I just want to establish that dominance, and by dominance I mean the dominant line of the inside to the next two turns. It works out, ain't nothing funny. We're up at P20. We got two chuckleheads going side by side, bashing their doors in. Finally they go single file, but we're headed into the chicane of all chicanes, with the biggest curbs of biggest curbs, but they are now doable in this new 1.9 update. Everybody goes through smooth. I'm surprised. Typically we'll have some cars turn around there, especially on the opening lap, but not here, not today. But today you could consider clicking subscribe if you want to see more weird commentary that's more of a stream of consciousness than a real analysis. You could also click like, that would be real cool. Both of those things can fool the computer overlord into showing this video to other unsuspecting victims who might not even realize that they like or want to get into sim racing. The idea is to grow the sport. The only reason I ever got a wheel in the first place was because I saw other content creators having fun. So yeah, the whole goal is to use subliminal messaging and brainwashing to get other people to buy sim race. That's it, that's the goal. Back to the action, gain another position to a car off track there, puts us up into P19. But let's go ahead and skip ahead now to lap 3, headed into the chicane. I just had a rough go through it. The Aston Martin behind me has a hell of a run through it. Able to establish that inside line, that dominant position, and as we head down into the final two turns, we're not going to give it away, but we're not going to fight too hard. He seems to have won this battle for the moment. Puts us down into P20. Let's go ahead and skip ahead, see how long this lasts. Here we are on lap number 5. Aston Martin dips their tires off into the dirt just a little bit. I think that's going to impact their traction. They end up running a bit wide through the hairpin here. We sneak up the inside, and if we look at the replay, they end up all the way in the grass. I don't know exactly what happened, but it happened, and it gives us a clear shot back into P19. Let's skip ahead to the next bit of action. Still lap number 5, coming through the chicane. Ferrari hops the second part a little too much, and that's a spot for us to stick our big fat bald head right up the inside. Easy pass, puts us into P18 for the end of lap number 5. Let's go ahead and skip ahead, see what happens next. Here we are, start of lap number 7, a run-of-the-mill routine, into the draft, out of the draft, get up alongside, headed into turn 1, got a nice inside line. Gentleman's gonna give me the space I need, and we're gonna end up clear, and we're gonna be able to shoot right past it. Puts us into P16. P17 came by way of somebody being off circuit, and if we skip ahead, P15 comes by way of a Ferrari losing their balance across some curbs on the start of lap number 8. And if we skip ahead again, still lap number 8, got a car off on the left and another one that was probably involved in it here, this BMW. We're gonna get another pass on him. Puts us all the way up into P13 here on lap number 8. Got 3 cars directly in front of us, so action's a brewing, stewing, and I hope one of these guys don't know what they're doing, because I'm ready to eat. Coming down into the final 2 turns, we're not going to need to skip ahead here as we enter these turns. Things are going to get wild. One guy takes out another guy. Thank you. That's another 2-piece McNugget. I'll take that one for free. Puts us up into P11 for the end of lap number 8. And it's time to skip ahead. About 7 years into the future. It took me quite a long time to catch up to this Ferrari. We are here on lap number 13. headed into the chicane. The McLaren that's leading the Ferrari has a bit of a wiggle, and the Ferrari has to kind of back off the throttle a little bit, which allows me to get up alongside, and the Ferrari lets me by, but I don't nail the braking point quite like I'm supposed to, and I end up kind of parking it on the apex, and I get myself booty blasted. And sometimes that happens, and it's nobody's fault, but kind of everybody's fault, right? If I hadn't messed up my braking point, I wouldn't have had to kind of park the car on the apex there to get it back under control. And if the gentleman behind me had better control over his car, he'd have been able to navigate around me. So, I mean, it is what it is. If I hadn't made the mistake, he wouldn't have made the mistake, I'm sure. So we keep it moving, we hold no grudges, and we just try to keep our head down, try to gain as many positions back as we can. We're down all the way back at the P20 now, so that really put the lid on a good result here, unless something catastrophic happens at the front of the grid, which is not gonna happen realistically. So let's go ahead and skip ahead now to toward the end of the final lap. We gained a position to somebody off track, put us up into P19, and then right here coming through the chicane puts us up into P18. It says P17, but that's because somebody that's already finished left. Officially we crossed the line in P18, got Cat crossing the camera now. Early next week, I will have all the action from Zealous Racing League at Mount Panorama, and later next week, something from LFM's off-season multi-class. As always, thank you so much for watching Slow to Pro. I am Dale Rodman Jr. III. You guys have the kind of day you want to have.